Welcome back to another video. Today we are back into the Catch Cup, and this is going to be Greatly Catch Cup. So we're going to be running Jellicent, Gligar, and Serperior here. We got a decent matchup here against this Azumarill. We're going to try to throw on CAP time. Charge attack priority does go through. They're going to be throwing the Play Rough most likely. Let's see if we're going to be able to do it again. This Jellicent, if we can get these CAP ties, shouldn't get it pretty low enough. Okay, we do get a shield from this Azumarill, so that is pretty good. They go for the next Play Rough, barely doesn't take us out. We're going to go into a Serperior. They switch out into the Annihilate. We have the Gligar for this Annihilate, so luckily we're able to get to this Aero Ace first. They're going to take that move, and all we have to do here is let this Annihilate throw this Shadow Ball and shield it, farm it down. Now we have energy for this Azumarill. We're going to be able to get to a Dig right here. Dig is going to get shielded, okay. And the opponent here does throw the potential Ice Beam. Okay, they actually have Play Rough, so interesting that they have the Play Rough and Hydro Pump most likely. We're going to go for this Aero Ace to do some super effective damage towards this Whimsicott. Luckily, we were able to get to another one here. This will take it out. And all we have to do now is just switch into our Serperior and basically farm down. So GG's to our opponent right there. Able to win that game with the Jellicent lead. The Serperior is to hard counter all these water types floating around. But that one, unfortunately, the Serperior didn't really do much, but just was bench pressure. So our opponent here switches out into the Charger Boat. We're going to go into this Gligar here. Gligar is going to be able to resist all these moves except for Crunch. They potentially could have Crunch. Okay, so they reveal that they have the X-Scissor. X-Scissor is not effective due to the flying typing. Here we're going to go for a Dig. Does some good neutral damage. Honestly, could have gone for the Aero Ace. It looks like Aero Aces probably would have taken it out with the wing attacks, with these additional wing attacks. But either way, we're going to get to a Dig here, do some good neutral damage, and we feint on the move right there. So our opponent here is going to throw the Drill Run probably. Okay, get neutral damage on their part. And we're going to try our best to throw on CAP. Let's see if we do get it right. Okay, we get a shield from our opponent. No CAP right there. No CAP tie. They're going to be able to get to another Drill Run. Now we're going to decide whether we're going to... Okay, we unfortunately have the Noctowl in the bag. This Noctowl is going to be able to dominate this Serperior pretty easily. So what did they end up having? They had the Dewgong paired with the Noctowl and the Charger Bug. So unfortunately, their Noctowl was a core breaker for our backline, and especially since the Jellicent on our end is running Hex Fast Move, we're not really going to be applying any Fast Move damage. This is mainly to Surf at this point, but these wing attacks from this Noctowl are going to be more than enough to take us out. We're almost to another move here, but we need to get to 2 Surfs to even have a chance. So we're just going to go for the Surf here, take out this Noctowl, and then they're going to have plenty of health for that. They're going to have plenty of health on that Dewgong for our Jellicent. So GG's to our opponent right there. Nice team. Got the Charger Bug as a safe swap, and their Noctowl kind of protecting their backline. Kind of weak to the Lantern, but it is what it is. All right, next game we are met with the Shadow Dragonair versus our Jellicent. We don't have to show this first one here. We resist all the charge moves. It's mainly the Dragon Breath that are doing mega damage. Here we're going to go for the Shadow Ball. Not going to go for the bait. They actually shield. Okay, so we're in a bit of a pickle now. If we shield here, we're going to hope to get to another Shadow Ball here. All right, so basically we're saying we want the lead or the second shield. We decided to let it go, so not bad. We're going to switch out into a Gligar once they reveal that they have the Umbreon. Umbreon is potentially going to farm down that Jellicent, so we're not going to let that happen. We're going to go into our own safe swap of Gligar. We're going to go for this Dig here to do some big neutral damage, even though this Umbreon is pretty tanky. They're going to be able to get to another foul play here. And now we just got to see, what do we think is in the bag here? We got the Umbreon paired with their Dragonair. Fairly weak to the Fairy typing. So, I don't know, maybe some kind of... Okay, never mind. I was going to say some kind of Steel or Poison, but they actually end up being triple weak to Fairy Annihilate in the back here is going to come about. We force him to use some energy. Ice Punch does go through. We're going to come back in with our Serperior. Luckily, we are going to have the health advantage. Even though they are running the Ice Punch, this Ice Punch will not take it out because it is not a stab or move. And we're going to go for this Frenzy Plant to do some heavy damage and take it out. And now it's a matter of, can we catch a move? Yes, we can. So we get the move right here. We use some of their energy, and this allows us to get to the Frenzy Plant for the KO. So this Serperior ended up coming in clutch, closing the game for us. We did have to catch a move, but that's what it requires sometimes. So GG's to our opponent. On to the next game. That Umbreon safe swap right there kind of was scary if we did not switch out of that initial lead and allow them to farm us down. So next, we're going to be met with the Dragonite, not the Dragonair this time. All right, so this time, let's see what we do. Are we going to go for these Shadow Balls, or are we going to let this go? This time, however, these Dragon Claws are doing way more damage than the Dragonair. We let the first one go. We go for the Surf. They end up shielding, which is fantastic for us. We're going to go for this Surf chip damage, and then we're going to try to farm with the Gligar. We know we have to tank or shield the next move here. We decide to shield. We think the energy on the Gligar is valuable, and let's see if we're right. Okay, they have a Dragonair in the back. Shadow Dragonair, Shadow Dragonite. Is this a triple dragon team, or are we going to actually see a steel or poison type to protect these dragons? They do shield, so interesting. At this point, I have no idea what they have in the back, so we're just going to shield here and apply the pressure. They do allow us to take us out, so we probably see another thing weak to. Okay, actually ends up being the Fairy, so this is kind of a decent ABA team, so to speak. And then we're gonna be able to tank this player up pretty easily. Serperior is gonna be able to get to this Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant does huge damage towards this Dedenne. Dedenne, good typing, but unfortunately not as tanky as some of the Pokemon. So GG's to our opponent right there, running a little bit of an ABA team right there, especially with the Shadow Dragonite and Shadow Dragonair. So we're seeing a lot of dragons right now. Maybe we definitely need to bait more versus with our Jellicent if we see more of that. All right, next game, let's see what we find. Ooh, Shadow Victory Bell. Very unfortunate. We're going to switch out into our Gligar. They end up having a Ninetales. This has gone from bad to worse. We're going to allow it to go through, and at this point, our only hope is to get a ton of energy with this Jellicent. We know that we are resisting these fast moves. We're going to tank a Side Shock right here. It's a neutral damage. We tank it easily. Going to be able to get to this Shadow Ball right here. I don't think it's going to KO because it's not Shadow, so that's exactly what happens. And this is a great farm down opportunity. They go for another Side Shock. Doesn't quite take us out, but luckily right here, ton of energy on this Jellicent. We're going to be able to throw this Surf Bait here against this Victory Bell. They do shield, which is great, so we have a shield advantage. And then they actually end up having the Clockstar in the back. So 2 shield with the Serperior versus the Clockstar. Who ends up winning? Let's find out. They are doing some good fast move pressure with the Poison Sting. They actually have the Mega Horn version. Wow. Mega Horn version of the Clockstar would have done a ton of damage towards the Serperior. So that was a great shield by us. So we have a great energy advantage. We have a shield versus this Victory Bell. Victory Bell does tank the first arrow, they shield the first aerial ace. And now we're going to try to get to the next. Okay, we actually reset because we did get the Acid Spray. And now we're going to be able to get to this aerial ace to take out this Victory Bell. So GG's to our opponent right there, able to come back from a Shadow Victory Bell lead. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.